Hey everyone. Welcome back to the Practice English podcast. Do you ever feel like your day just slips away? You wake up, scroll a little, and suddenly it's 10 p.m. and nothing felt intentional.
You're not alone. Most people want better routines, but let's be honest, life gets messy, and structure feels impossible.
That's why today's episode is so important. We are going to show you how to build a routine that's not rigid, but realistic, energizing, and truly yours.
And to help you apply everything we talk about, we created a free PDF you can download right now. It's packed with vocabulary, insights, and simple exercises to support your routine in real life.
Let's get started, because a small shift in your day can completely change how you feel, work, and grow.
So, why do routines matter so much? If your day feels chaotic, your routine might be the key to fixing it.
Exactly. A good routine isn't about being perfect. It's about creating rhythm, something that gives your day structure and your mind some calm.
In this episode, we'll share real habits that keep us balanced, focused, and feeling more in control.
And more importantly, we'll help you build a routine that works for you, not one that overwhelms you.
Because once you find the right flow for your day, everything else starts to feel a little easier.
Let's talk about mornings, because how you start your day can shape everything that comes after.
And let's be honest, mornings aren't easy for everyone. I didn't always have a routine, but once I added a few habits, everything shifted.
Same here. Now, when I wake up around 6:30, the first thing I do is drink a full glass of water. Before coffee. Before checking my phone. Just water.
That's smart. I usually wake up a bit later, around 7:00. My first move? A few deep breaths. It helps me feel present, not rushed.
Then I stretch. Nothing fancy, just enough to loosen up and tell my body, let's go.
I love that. After breathing, I freshen up, brush my teeth, wash my face. That clean feeling really sets the tone for my day.
Same here. And once I'm up and moving, coffee time. Always.
Of course. And while I drink it, I look at my to-do list. Not the whole week, just the top 3 things for today.
Exactly. Planning doesn't have to be complicated. Even a sticky note works if it keeps you focused.
What about you listening? What's the first thing you do when you wake up? And what's your go-to move in the morning? Drop it in the comments. We always love hearing what works for you.
Because here's the truth. You don't need a perfect morning. You just need one that gives you space to take care of yourself. Skipped breakfast this morning? You're not alone. But it might be holding you back more than you think.
Absolutely. Breakfast is your body's first real fuel of the day. After hours without eating, your brain needs energy, fast.
When I eat breakfast, I can focus better. I feel more stable. And I'm less likely to crash halfway through the morning.
Same here. One of my favorites is oatmeal. Warm, simple, and grounding. I add bananas or berries for sweetness, and it keeps me full for hours.
I usually go for toast with peanut butter or avocado. Quick, satisfying, and packed with energy.
I love eggs, scrambled or boiled. They give me protein and that feeling of, okay, I'm ready now.
And don't forget something to drink. I'm more of a smoothie person. It's fast, fresh, and easy to sip while I check my day.
I usually go with a glass of juice or warm tea. Something light that helps me ease into the morning.
The point is, breakfast doesn't have to be big. It just has to be intentional. You're setting the tone for your entire day.
And skipping it? That can leave you feeling foggy, distracted, or even moody before lunch.
So whatever your style, sweet, savory, quick, or classic, make breakfast a habit.
What's your go-to breakfast? We'd love to hear what gets your day started right. Drop it in the comments. You might give someone a new idea.
Staying productive all day. That's tough, especially when distractions are everywhere.
It really is. Whether you're working from home or studying at school, how you manage your time makes a big difference.
For me, things start right after breakfast. I sit at my desk, close any tabs I don't need, and open the one task that matters most.
I love that, starting with what matters. As a student, I pack my bag with everything I'll need for the day. Books, notebooks, highlighters. I try not to rely on memory.
That's smart. Before I dive into anything, I scan my day for things that need attention, deadlines, calls, anything urgent. Then I block out time for deep work.
When I get to campus, I find a quiet spot. If it's noisy, I put on headphones. It's all about setting the mood for focus.
And breaks. I've learned the hard way. If you don't plan them, you'll skip them. Now I take short ones, just enough to stretch, breathe, reset.
Me too. Even 5 minutes away from the screen helps me come back sharper. Sometimes I'll step outside or just move to a new spot.
It's not about working longer. It's about working smarter and protecting your energy.
How do you stay focused during the day? Everyone has a different system. Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear what works for you.
Ever eaten lunch with one hand while answering emails with the other? Yeah, me too.
It's easy to fall into that pattern. But lunch should be more than just fuel. It's a mental reset.
These days, I try to keep it simple. Nothing too heavy, just enough to nourish without slowing me down. A wrap, a salad, maybe some leftovers from dinner.
Same here. I go for meals that feel light but satisfying, like a big salad or a veggie wrap. They keep my energy steady into the afternoon.
But more than the food, what really helps me is changing environments. Even stepping away from my desk changes how my brain feels.
Totally. Sometimes I find a sunny spot to sit, or I'll play music that lifts my mood. Lunch becomes a moment to shift gears, mentally and emotionally.
And while I eat, I try not to multitask. No news, no messages, just the meal and the moment.
I like to jot down a quick thought or gratitude in my notebook during lunch. It helps me pause and breathe before jumping into the second half of the day.
So even if your break is short, make it yours. Protect it. Use it well. It can change how you show up for the rest of the day.
What helps you reset during lunch? We'd love to know what keeps you grounded and ready for more.
All right, Danny, let's go over some keywords from today's episode.
Great idea. They're simple but powerful, especially if you want to talk about your daily habits with more confidence.
Routine. Definition: a regular way of doing things in a particular order. Example: my morning routine includes stretching, breakfast, and planning my top 3 tasks. Hydrate. Definition: to give or restore water to something, especially the body. Example: I always drink a glass of water first thing in the morning to hydrate after sleeping. Energized. Definition: feeling full of energy, focus, or motivation. Example: a healthy breakfast helps me feel more energized and ready for the day. Nourish. Definition: to provide what is needed for health, growth, or strength. Example: I try to nourish my body with real food instead of skipping meals or eating in a rush. Balance. Definition: a healthy mix between different parts of life, like work, rest, and self-care. Example: taking short breaks during the day helps me keep a better sense of balance.
These aren't just words. They're tools. The more you use them, the easier it becomes to describe how you live and how you want to grow.
So don't just memorize, try saying them out loud. Use them when talking about your own routine. That's how real learning happens.
Let's talk about bedtime. Because how you end your day is just as important as how you begin it.
So true. Our bodies can't just switch off like a machine. We need signals to slow down, unwind, and let go of the day.
I usually start by dimming the lights and putting my phone away. That alone tells my brain, we're done for now.
I do the same. Then I wash my face with warm water and brush my teeth. Not just hygiene. It feels like I'm washing the day off.
After that, I grab a book. Just 10 or 15 minutes of reading slows everything down. My breathing, my thoughts, even my mood.
Sometimes I listen to soft music or nature sounds. It helps me disconnect from the noise of the day and settle into calm.
And the one thing I try to keep consistent, bedtime. Going to sleep at the same hour helps my body know what to expect.
It's not about perfection. It's about rhythm, knowing when to push and when to pause.
Rest isn't the end of your routine. It's part of it, and it deserves just as much care as the rest of your day. Let's talk about self-care. Because taking care of yourself isn't a luxury. It's the foundation that holds everything else together.
Totally. Self-care isn't always candles and spa music. Sometimes it's saying no to one more task, so you can say yes to yourself.
For me, it's going for a quiet walk near the water. No phone. No podcast. Just me and space to think.
I love that. My version? Sitting with a book and a warm cup of tea. No pressure to learn, just presence.
It's not about checking out. It's about checking in, noticing how you feel and what you really need.
And balance? It's not just a nice idea. It's the skill of protecting your energy, your joy, and your mental space, especially when life gets noisy.
Balance isn't something you find. It's something you create, intentionally, moment by moment. Looking back, I used to rush into my day without thinking. No plan, no pause, just movement.
Same here. I thought productivity meant always being on. But honestly, I was just burning out quietly.
The shift didn't happen overnight. But little habits, just a few minutes each morning, changed how I feel in my own skin.
I stopped forcing a perfect schedule. Now, if something's not working, I give myself permission to change it.
And that's growth. Not doing more, but doing what matters and letting the rest go.
Sometimes I still struggle. But now I notice it faster. And I come back to what centers me.
So maybe the real routine is learning how to listen to yourself.
Because progress doesn't always look like a big breakthrough. Sometimes it just looks like showing up, again.
Sometimes you won't know what works until you try it.
Exactly. Morning routines, bedtime habits, even the way you plan your meals. None of it needs to be final.
I once switched my journaling time from evening to morning, and suddenly it made more sense. More energy. More clarity.
I did the same with workouts. Tried evenings. Didn't stick. But late mornings, that's when I come alive.
The point is, experimenting isn't failure. It's how you learn what truly supports you.
And if something doesn't work, great. That's feedback. Adjust and try again.
Want a tip? Keep a small journal for 1 week. Note what you try and how it makes you feel.
Because routines aren't copy-paste. They're handcrafted.
Your routine is your design. And every test gets you closer to who you really are.
Let's slow down for a second and go over a few words that really bring everything together.
These are the kind of words that help you explain how you're growing. In your habits, your mindset, and your routine.
Experiment. Definition: to try new methods or approaches in order to discover what works. Example: I started waking up 20 minutes earlier, just to experiment with a calmer morning. Reflect. Definition: to think carefully about your thoughts, actions, or experiences. Example: at the end of the week. I like to reflect on what felt good and what didn't. prioritize. Definition: to decide what matters most and focus your time or energy on it. Example: I prioritize rest on Sundays so I can show up strong on Monday. Consistency. Definition: doing something regularly, even when it's small or imperfect. 10 minutes of English a day won't make you fluent overnight, but with consistency, it adds up fast.
These words aren't just vocabulary. They're reminders of how you think, how you grow, and how you move forward.
Use them in your thoughts. Say them out loud. Because when your words match your actions, your routine starts to feel real. If there's one habit that changes everything for English learners, it's speaking out loud, often, and without overthinking.
And yes, it might feel awkward at first. I used to mumble phrases to myself while cooking. Now, I talk through my entire recipe like I'm hosting a show.
That's the trick. Start where you are. Speak to yourself. Mimic lines from your favorite movie. Record a 1-minute message, then listen and repeat.
You don't need a language partner to practice. You just need a moment of courage. And a voice.
Podcasts, audiobooks, even YouTube comments. They all count as practice. The more you hear English, the easier it becomes to speak it.
And here's something powerful. Set small goals. 5 new words this week. Or 1 full sentence every night before bed.
Consistency matters more than intensity. No need to rush, just keep showing up.
Even 1 sentence a day adds up. Just speak out loud and keep going. Your routine doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to support the life you want to live.
And if you've listened this far, you're already doing the most important part. Showing up.
Start small. 1 new habit. 1 better choice. That's how real change begins.
Tell us in the comments what part of your routine feels strong. And what's one thing you'd like to improve?
We read every reply. And your story might help someone else take their first step.
If today's episode helped you, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to grab the free PDF in the description.
And if you're ready to level up even more, our next episode is for you.
We'll break down the 10 powerful habits of highly successful people and how you can use them to stay focused, motivated, and confident in your English routine.
Build slowly, speak often, and come back next time. We'll be here.